Hi everyone, I'm Wendy. I have tried so many times, at least half a dozen times, to do this video, and I've made it short, I've spoken about different things, and I'm not happy with any of it. And I think it's because I'm not happy with the topic. I'm not happy with the reason the topic is coming about. And the topic's come about because Daniel Thomas has died. Daniel Thomas, or Peewee Toms, who I followed diligently, who had a rare form of cancer, and he's died. And his journey mirrored Wayne's, and Becky's journey mirrored mine. So closely that's why it made this video so hard to make. And so I wanted to talk about the difficulties of being a widow, about what happens before the person's diagnosed, about waking up in the morning and thinking, oh, thank God I didn't wake up next to a dead person. I wanted to talk about how other people avoid you. I wanted to talk about what it was like walking around in a fog every day, getting out 2 cups for coffee, and realising in an instant that they're dead because you only need 1 cup. Of going to do their final load of washing and realising that you don't need to wash the underpants, you can just throw them away, and it sends you into a curling mess on the floor. I wanted to do all of these things. And I started and stopped the video easily 6 times. And maybe that's because even 5 years down the track, I'm not ready to talk about it. But I did want to extend my internet embrace across to England and wrap my arms around Becky. Because from one widow to another, this is a club that nobody puts their hand up to join. I want to wrap my arms around Daniel's parents and his family and his friends. But most of all, Becky, we're walking the same walk. And I wanted to embrace you and give you just 2 little pieces of advice. The first piece of advice is that there aren't any rules. There are no rules to this. You kick, you scream, you rant, you rave, you throw things, you laugh, you cry, you be silent. There's no rules. And the second piece of advice I'm going to give is to be kind to yourself. There's no joy in feeling like you should do this or you should do that. Just be kind to yourself. If you need to take time, you take time. If you don't want to be in people's company, then don't. If you don't want to go back to work yet, just don't. But by the same tokens, if you want to be around people, if you want to go to the pictures or out to dinner, then do that. Don't feel obliged to conform to somebody else's idea of how you need to grieve. You need to look after yourself, and being kind to yourself is the biggest favour you can do yourself on this journey. And it's not something that's going to take weeks. It's something that is slowly going to improve for the rest of your life. And you'll get to a point where you find yourself laughing. And you think, wow, when did that happen? When did I become happy again? But it'll come. But that's not about now. About now is where I'd really like to put my arms around you and tell you it's going to be okay. So from across the pond, Becky, we're all thinking of you. See you later. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.